Hi, let's break down the federal laws of RESPA and kickbacks.
RESPA, the Real Estate Settlement Procedures Act, Section 8, Kickbacks, Fee Splitting, Unearned Fees. Section 8 of RESPA makes it unlawful for a person to give or accept a fee, kickback, or anything of value in exchange for referrals of the settlement services in a federally related transaction. Fee splitting and receiving unearned fees for services not actually performed is also unlawful. Violations of RESPA may result in a fine of up to $10,000 and imprisonment for up to 1 year. Kickbacks. A kickback is a payment for doing a task related to a real estate transaction that does not specifically require a real estate license to perform the task. To be legal, the kickback must meet the following conditions. Kickbacks are legal only under limited conditions. All parties to the transaction must be fully informed about the kickback. It must not be prohibited by other law. It is unlawful to share a commission with an unlicensed person, except for the seller or buyer of the property. It is unlawful for a licensee to pay an unlicensed person for performing real estate services. Title or casualty insurance companies cannot provide a kickback to other types of professionals in the field. For example, a title company cannot throw a party for a brokerage company as a thank you for sending them title work business. Lawful kickbacks. It is lawful to share a commission in the form of a rebate to a buyer or seller involved in the property transaction. It is also lawful to pay a $50 referral fee to a current tenant of an apartment complex for finding a tenant. It is legal to share a sales commission with the buyer or seller involved with the transaction with full disclosure to all parties to the transaction. Violations described are violations of Section 8 of RESPA, 12 U.S.C. 2607, as detailed by 1024.14, Prohibition against kickbacks and unearned fees. Visit the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau for more on this issue. consumerfinance.gov. Right about this point, you might be scratching your head and wondering what that whole business is about of being able to share a commission with your buyer. So let me explain. There are many ways that a buyer can purchase property. And there are many ways that the buyer's agent or the listing agent is going to be paid upon successfully closing a real estate deal. However, it is extremely common with our multiple listing service, National Association of Realtors, and our local associations to see realtors co-brokering and having commission agreements among themselves for matching buyers to listings. What happens is then you have the listing agent working out a deal with the seller, such as, okay, Mr. Seller, I'm going to list your property. For my compensation for successfully selling your property, you're going to pay me 7% of the purchase price upon closing. But Mr. Seller, out of that 7%, I'm going to give 3.5% to a buyer's agent if an agent other than myself secures the buyer. Then what sometimes happens now in the real estate world is we have some pretty savvy buyers out there. They know that their buyer's agent is getting a piece of that commission from the seller. So it's legal for that buyer to negotiate with the buyer's agent for the buyer to receive a portion of that money at closing. If a mortgage is involved, the arrangement would have to be approved by the lender and it would have to be disclosed to the seller. This type of arrangement is not the norm in most real estate transactions, but it does occasionally happen.